Good morning, my dear friends. Uh, Hope you are all safe and healthy. And I feel very happy to meet you all through this video lecture. And myself, Dr. P. Samuel, Assistant Professor of Biotechnology, Ayanada Janaki Ammal College, Sivagasi. So, through this video tutorial, we are going to see an important concept in the core paper, Marine Biotechnology. And the concept is single cell proteins, right? Let's move on to the syllabus. Right. Regarding the history, Egyptians were the first people unknowingly used SCP in the evolution. So it is very common that many literature reveals Egyptians were the forefathers of our culture and civilization. You know, one interesting thing, today's fermentation was taught by Egyptians. They have used wine several hundred years ago without a fermenter. They used huge wooden vessels called as vat, V-A-T. Vat is not value added tanks, it is huge wooden barrels used for the fermentation process. And they were thought to be the first people used single cell proteins, right? They don't know what is SCP, and they have used a bacterium called Streptococcus lactis for the production of single cell proteins. Good. In the modern days, in the genomic era, the term SCP was used by Carol L. Wilson of Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the year 1966. Right? So, Egyptians were the forefathers. They left the technology for us for the benefit of human beings. They have used a bacterium called Streptococcus lactis, but at that time they don't know what is Streptococcus lactis, what is SCP, and what are all the benefits of SCP. So, without knowing anything, they have used the bacterium as the source of proteins. In those days, the product derived from single cell proteins are used to feed the cattle because they solely depend on cattle as their food, right? They have used single cell protein to feed the cattle. What are single cell proteins? Nice. In short, single cell proteins are called as SCP. Still now we are using algae as one of the preferred source for the production of single cell proteins. They are known for protein values. See, the report says the dried mass of SCP contain 50 to 80% of proteins. 50 to 80% of proteins. What is the benefit of the intake of single cell protein? Right? An important question which will arise in everyone's mind. The answer is SCP prevent us from a protein deficiency disease called kwashiorkor, right? It helps us to escape from the disease called kwashiorkor. It is suitable for the people of all ages. Luckily, it is rich in unsaturated fatty acid and rich in minerals like zinc, iron, manganese and calcium, right? The chief source of SCP is Saccharomyces cerevisiae and unicellular yeast cell. See, it is rich in calcium, which is responsible for bone strength and strength of teeth. It is also required it is also contains zinc, which are zinc, iron, manganese, which are all cofactors for many enzymes, right, which are known to stabilize many enzymes involved in metabolic cycle of human beings, right. The below image is the picture of Donaliella salina captured by one of my old student, Miss Ishwari, who did her MSc project in Madras University, right. Let's move on to the The image is the single cell marine algae called Dunaliella salina, right? Next slide. So, is there any possibility for using marine algae as single cell proteins? Yes, of course, right? We already know that marine ecosystem is a beautiful ecosystem which supports many life. A literature says out of 34 phyla, 32 phyla are generated from the marine ecosystem itself. It contains both microscopic as well as macroscopic forms. So, according to Fabregas and Herrero in the year 1985, they have recommended the above mentioned algae as the source of ACP. They are Tetraselmis species, Isochrysis galbana, Dunaliella tertiolecta and Chlorella stigmophora. So, these members can be used as single cell proteins. These can be used as protein supplements for human beings. See, on the right hand side, I have given the image of two algal cells. One is Dunaliella tertiolecta, Dunaliella salina. It was taken by my student from the University of Madras. What are all the advantages of SCP, right? See, for the production of SCP, we people depend on microscopic organisms like algae, fungi, yeast and bacteria. These microscopic organisms are having lesser generation time. So, what is generation time? The time taken by the organism to double its population is called generation time. Microscopic organisms are having less generation time, so within the short span of duration they multiply, right, which leads to exponential growth of the microscopic organism, which are cultured for the purpose of single cell proteins, right. Since they are microscopic in nature, they are easily genetically modified for increasing the concentration of proteins, and moreover the substrate used for the cultivation of SCP are very simple. Means simple carbon source and nitrogen source are used as substrates. Extensive utilization of these substrate will not produce any toxic products because simple substrates are alone used for the cultivation. As a result, the method is eco-friendly. It doesn't cause any harmful effects to the ecosystem. So, the organisms used for the production of SCP are having less generation time, number one. They can be easily genetically manipulated with respect to increasing the concentration of amino acids or proteins. They are using very less extensive substrate, so that no toxic products will be coming out from the substrate, and hence the method is an eco-friendly one. Right. Disadvantages. SCP is not recommended for people with gout and kidney stone. Things to be noted, because next to protein, a very important composition of single cell protein is nucleic acid. Metabolism of nucleic acid will ends in the production of uric acid, which eventually causes kidney stones. So, it is not recommended for people with gout. Another one, extensive intake of SCP. I told you that it is rich in nucleic acid. In some people, it will not easily digested, so that it will bring out indigestion problems. In some people, it could bring hypersensitivity reactions due to the presence of toxic metabolites. An essential role to be played by a taxonomist here is the identification of the organism, because wrongly identified organism will eventually cause lethal effects. Every organism should obey a category called GRAS, which means generally regarded as safe. If it passes, if the organism passes the criteria, are alone selected for industrial production. So it is the role of taxonomist is very much appreciated and it is very much required. What are all the applications? Right? Let's see. It is recommended for the people with diabetics. Good. It reduces blood cholesterol. It reduces stress. Wow. It also reduces the accumulation of cholesterol in the blood vessels, which eventually causes myocardial infarction or cardiac arrest, the leading cause of death in developing countries. The pigments derived from single cell proteins are also used for the production of ammonia and sulfur free biolipsticks. See, in commercial biolipstick, cancer causing agents like ammonia and sulfur are high, which eventually causes skin cancer. It is also used for the production of facial creams. Good. Let's move into the production of single cell proteins, an important concept. It can be prepared by either pit method or by tank method. For pit method, we have to dig a pit which should be shallow in nature, or tank method, construct a concrete tank which should not be easily accessed by cattle, right? And both concrete tank as well as the pit are very shallow. Why? Because algae can grow in the photic zone, because they cannot grow in a very deeper environment, because sunlight is very essential, because we already know that algae are photosynthetic organism. So for the purpose it requires sunlight. So the tank or pit, it has to be shallow in nature. So flood the pit with water, probably fresh water, and inoculate the tank with seed culture, right? Inoculation, prior to inoculation, check the quality of the seed of mother culture, which is very essential. After this, cover the surface of the pit with cloth, because it is to be avoided by, it is to be free from mosquitoes, because fresh water becomes a suitable environment for laying eggs by the mosquitoes. And if we do not take care about it, in the sense it will become the birthplace of mosquito, which eventually causes dengue fever. So we should be very careful, and the surface of the pit is always closed with cloth, fine cloth. So as we discussed, algal cell require sunlight for its growth and multiplication. So in the beginning, algal cells are settled at the bottom. So as days goes on, the algal cells within the anatomy of the algal cell contain air sac, air bladder, which started to increase in size as days goes on, right? So while the cells attains its maturity, it comes to the surface of the water. So this is the sign to understand that the cells are mature. Very easy thing. At the beginning, the cells are settled at the bottom of the tank or bottom of the water. As days goes on, the algae started to come to the surface of the water. This is due to the increase in size of air bladder, which is present inside the algal cell. Once it reaches the surface of the water, it is harvested, air dried, quality checked, and released into the market. Quality checking is very important, because the ultimate beneficiary of the SCP is human beings. In no way our product will cause fatal effects in human beings. So prior to marketing, the quality of the algae should be checked properly according to the guidelines. Thanks for watching the video. And if you have any clarification, please mail to me, drsamuelponpondian@gmail.com, and my number is 8695959994. A copy of the video is available in the slide share in the form of PowerPoint presentation. You can also access to it. You can also uh, go ahead with the PowerPoint presentation for future reference. Thanks for watching my video. Bye.